What's good with you folks? This is Poet Davis coming to you with the truth. This is I Need a Mic podcast where I will be discussing mental health struggles I battle with just like you. Let's talk about it's a tagline I use is to say enough is enough. Give me my damn mic. I'm tired. The trauma I'm going through. Happy Oakland Pride, y'all. Happy Oakland Pride. I hope y'all's out there being safe, hydrated, and hope everybody got home safe. And of course, keep your pets safe as well. Um, Before I get to this episode, let me um, start putting content warning on my episodes. Um, if there's anything I had or have said in previous episodes that had offended you or anyone you had shared any episode with, I would like to apologize. I will also like to remind I do not condone what I said, but on my podcast, I am real, I am authentic, and I am a warrior. I am no longer censored. I am no longer limited. I am no longer silent. Mental health will censor you. Mental illness will limit you. Mental emotions will silence you. So, now I have got that out the way. I'm gonna start saying that more often. Um, just start saying that more often. But today's episode is titled "I Want a Redo." So I will also treat y'all to a poem with today's episode. So, have there ever been a time or moment in your life you wanted to get a redo? What time or moment would it be? And most importantly, would you be emotionally and would you be emotionally and mentally prepared to receive that set time or moment? So the reason why I came up with I want to redo is because last past 3 years there's just been a lot of things going on, like just in general, a lot of personal stuff. And it's like how you sometimes would say out loud or in different conversations, I wish I can go back to time and change this, or you know switch up on what I would have said this, or so i I'm very surprised by myself how I really came up with this episode. There's gonna be a lot of deeper things that I will be okay to talk about. Not everything I'm going to be expressing in deep details. There's still some things that I'm still making terms with to even mention in conversations. So, what time or moment would be my redo? Mm. Hmm. So, I've recently learned I don't want or really have a redo moment at this time in my life. Everything that I had or have dealt with was, I feel like it was meant for me to receive that life's lesson, just as of right now. But emotionally and mentally, since on here, I know I could be wrong. I wouldn't want to relive the things I had gone through in the last 10 or 12 years. Do I wish things were different? Always. Would that even include a love life? Hell to the goddamn yes. There's just so much I know I would do differently, and I wrote this poem called Would It Help Me? So if you have listened to I Need a Mic, the first episode, and I have mentioned on this podcast the grief I dealt with, the grief I'm basically still am going through over my sister's passing of suicide. Also, I just reminded myself this month is Suicide Awareness Month. If you know anybody who's struggling, if you're struggling, please, if you can't, talk to somebody and just ask them, can you just listen? Can you just listen? One of the things that I do personally is whenever I want to check up on somebody, I'll ask them this question: how is your heart feeling? When I ask that question, is to really say, one is a different question. It's not like asking, hey, how are you doing? You good? Alright. It's not like that. It's to really say, I'm listening. I want to know if what I'm feeling from you is really what you desire deep down. Like far as having someone to listen to all your struggles and everything that you're battling with and everything that you're going through. How's your heart feeling? And it's something that the conversation can just be between the two of you or a group of you, is to just say, tell me what's deep down going on with you. Like something that you haven't told nobody, or you're afraid to tell somebody, or it's to say, I am giving you your mic, so I want to listen to your rap. I want to listen to your stories. I want to listen to your poetry. I want to listen to your scream. Scream it out, shout it out. Just don't beat it out. But how is your heart feeling? So, if you know anybody who's struggling with suicide, or somebody who had contemplated suicide, or still having thoughts of suicide, or attempt suicide, just reach out to them and ask, how's your heart feeling? I know it's a different icebreaker of a question, but you may be surprised by the answer or answers you could be receiving. So after a lot of things that were going on after my sister had passed away from suicide, there were a lot of confirmation just within my family circle. And I was like, I need to write this out. I need to just let this go. So I have a crazy range of interesting qualities. Like, I get that some things may never happen the way I want from other people. My expectations was always so high. Now I'm like, I don't expect shit. There are some things I do expect, and then I have to, not have to, but it's best for me to remind myself how not to expect things. You know, it's just to protect me mentally and emotionally so I won't be disappointed. So I'll start writing this poem called Would It Help Me? Bruh say, give me your rage, right? What you're going through will knock out the hard work from the growth you've been getting to. No one deserves the pain you're going through. Too much has happened. I don't know how much I can see you go through. I got to put on my big stud boxers and keep fighting for this new person I see developing into. Let my pain be what drives me to speak this voice flowing out. Like I said, this is a process. I'm letting everything out. Beatings. I can't forget. PTSD triggers sexual abuse. Switch it off, switch it off. Yeah, my older sister is a trip. Therapy sessions to keep the dark out. She had spoke. I needed Mike was a way to say, if little sister was here today, I would have shared my blessings in a positive way. Fighting depression day by day. In reality, I want to cuss every family member out who talk shit up to this day. G-Ma said, there are some things the black community like to hide under the rugs, whether it hurts you, but you end up being a good person anyway. I would have liked to hear things in my face. That's a quality of mine. It's just crazy to say I'm just this way. But if I would have known this shit from the start, will it have helped me in any way? I hope y'all like that. I hope y'all like that. I hope y'all like that. So, this episode took me a minute to juke down. While I was thinking about my redo story, I tend to sometimes overthink a good story to mention in each episode. I don't want to find myself repeating stories, so I allow the words or stories to come to me. For me, it's so I'm not forgetting full details. One thing I will say is the emotions I express are raw, real, authentic, and I'm gonna be a warrior about my shit. So, mm, shout out to my god brother. Shout out to my god brother. He's one of my male muse. Um, he's one hell of a good guy. He's one hell of a good guy. I'm very blessed, appreciative to just have him in my life among the other god brothers who I have in my life as well. And of course my biological brothers as well. I'm appreciative that I'm appreciative to know them, and I'm appreciative just to have them in my life. But since I'm talking about my original big head, he know who he is. So one day we were talking about our redo moments. Every now and then I would mention some of my redo moments and conversations, and then he would snap me out of it and say, Ray, you gotta take your moments as lessons, because if you never would have did this or you never would have went through that, then you would have never grown to the woman you're developing, the more mature woman that you're developing into now. So I was like, true. So I've been starting to feel that growth process just within myself. So one of the many conversations that we have just about our past, it could be a lot of our this decision making, whether it was romantically, financially, mentally, emotionally, and of course personally. Like, we ask each other those questions, and we really do confine into each other from time to time. um every now and then I would protest. I would protest against him. I'd be like, bro, I'm really growing. And you know it's like he remember he remember how I was when we first met. I was, of course, younger than him, and he was older than me. There were still a lot of mental and emotional things that we both were developing, are growing into, are starting to come to terms with a lot of things, but we have a lot of other things in common too. So that's why me and him was like, we end up being so close. To this day, I'm like, that's my brother. I don't even say God brother from time to time. Of course, I would introduce him as my God brother, but I'm like, no, that's my guy right there. That's my brother. So, let me get to the story time. So when I started to attend JUCO back in the East Bay, uh, I used to wear a free hug sign around my neck. Uh, I mean, for real, I would used to wear a free hug sign around my neck. So my family would buy top ramen noodles, and of course, once we're done with the pack, throw we'll throw the box away. So I remember going in the kitchen and and I took the box apart, and I had started to make my free hug sign. So I poked a couple holes on the top of it so I can put some shoelace. I'm not tripping about, through them and have it around my neck. So I enjoyed the true nature of it at first. Um, it was a very wonderful idea to do when students were going to class. You know, going to JUCO can be very stressful, very stressful, especially when you haven't figured out how to master your emotions and just the mental state. You know, of course, being focused. It's not like high school. It's like it's different. It's a different feeling, much more different feeling. So having the free hug sign was supposed to be a sign of relief. Going to class, taking a test, or turning an essay, or going to go rush to class because the class is so packed you barely get a seat. So I meant to do it for all good purposes, but instead I caved in the temporary emotion of attention. So it's the feeling that just come and go. Like deep down, I was ignoring the signs of feeling lonely, I was like, okay, I'm gonna distract myself by doing something else. And that is how I had um started just to go do things mentally and emotionally. Like my pride was very high. My pride was very high. I, my god brother used to tell me that I would protect my mental state, something crucial. And there's some things that I started to remember, like some things I had said or some things that I had did or how I like shrugged something off. I remember some of those things. I just don't remember what it involved unless somebody told or tells me, what it involved. And then of course I would try my best to really remember it, because there's still a lot of things, like there's still a lot of things that I had forced myself to forget. A lot of people, a lot of relationships that I was like, fuck them. Like, I'm gonna just be for real. I was like, fuck them. I don't. I don't want to see this person's face no more. I don't want to see their name on my social media no more. I I just mentally and emotionally, I started to recognize who was real and who wasn't with me. Who was real and who wasn't real with me. So I just a lot of things I just forced myself to forget. I was like, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. And so I once again would distract myself from how I actually really feel. It's something that I did when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I don't even know what that feels like anymore. It's not a switch that I can just turn on and turn off. I'm literally allowing myself to feel whatever emotion, and I'm allowing myself to go through it respectfully, because this is my mic. I am no longer censored. I'm no longer limited. I'm no longer silent. So you damn Skippy. I'm talking. I'm shouting. I'm screaming. I'm This is my mic. This is my mic. And this is me on my mic. But damn. Sometimes I do wish that the person who I am today is the person who I was back then. And then sometimes I think reverse. I still don't remember like who that person was. I do remember some things, but not a lot. Like I just said, I forced myself to forget about this shit. Ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. So I caved into the temporarily emotion of attention, and my true nature was ignored by my actions. When somebody wanted to be right on my personality, I got tired of repeating myself, so I smiled and I said, okay, whatever. Like, yeah. Gave off a simple answer, but deep down I was irritated as fuck. Like, I'm telling you how I'm really am, like the real me. And you want to say I'm wrong about me? What the fuck? Hold the hell on. So what I would have done back then is I would have stayed true mentally, physically, and emotionally. Now I dislike the thought of that side of my old self. Dislike is the nicest way just to say that you can't see it on my face, but just hearing it in my voice. I hate that person who I was. Now it's like I don't want to relive it. I don't want to think about it. I talk about it or I'll mention it because it's my life lessons that I had went through. Whether it was in a group or whether it was alone, majority of everything was alone. Because at the end of my day, I'm looking at myself in my mirror by myself. Of course, I may feel presence around me, or I may understand when people say, "Hey, just know I'm there with you spiritually. I'm not there physically, but just know I'm there spiritually." This is a quality of mine. I just hate to know I am this way. I will love it if you are physically there. Your hand is literally on my shoulder saying, "Ray, I got you." Because damn, I'll be saying it to everybody else. Let me close this out on that note. Don't know who said this, but whoever did, thank you. Don't waste your time trying to get people to love you. Spend your time with those who already do. Let me say that again for somebody in the back. Don't waste your time trying to get people to love you. Spend your time with those who already do. Now, you have heard me speak some truth. This is my way of passing the mic to you. I hope my courage, will, and drive motivates you. Happy Oakland Pride, y'all. Stay safe. Take care. And kiss them kids every day.